Yo, what's up? What's cracking and a popping and a popping and a cracking other than my back? It sounded all cringy hip at the beginning, then it just got sad at the end. But yeah, what's up? What's up, y'all? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I used to crack my knuckles all the time. I used to be able to do the Bruce Lee thing where you just kind of like you just kind of make a fist and you make your knuckles crack. Let me see if I can do that. You hear that? It used to be. I think I could just do one now. Maybe you didn't catch that. Doesn't really matter. In front of us, this is the dude that's popping off right now. This Junkion V3 number 3. I just call him Junkion. I think there are better names, but that's his nickname. And man, I'm really pleased with this one. Really pleased. Sorry, I know I haven't been really moving it. Just kind of taking it all in, listening to me yammer and to the yam. But let me give you a 3.6. Dude, he looks tight, right? Dude, he looks nice. He looks really nice. I'm so pleased with this. I put this together on a Saturday, and I took a picture immediately, and I put it on the community tab, like, "Oh, you look, y'all, look what I made!" And I was like, fresh out the oven, you know. I was super excited about this one. Still am just beaming in a good vibe, good mood. Like, man, you know, previously I'd been talking about, oh, you know, maybe he's a little short. He's a little like, he's not proportionally made for the combiner or the. Sorry, calm down. Whew, calm down. All right. I was like, he's not proportionally made for the Unite Wars or Combiner Wars torso. But dude, after I swapped the legs on the bottom, because Crash Bar's legs are longer than Scrap Hook's are, dude, it gave him the nice length that he needed, you know? Gave him that extra, just to kind of make it proportionally sound. I added the TDW kits to make him a little bit wider and thicker. And then we just kind of messed with the configurations of the Crash Bar arm. Man. So, okay. In this video, yeah, of course, we're going to go over the tutorial and all of that stuff. And I'm constantly reminded that I should say these things at the beginning, but whatever, man. I'm just a little too excited right now. I'm just a little too excited. And so, yeah, of course, we're going to go over the tutorial on this guy. The legs are pretty straightforward, so I think I'll just kind of talk through them a little bit. But the arms is where really, really we're going to pay the focus. And so I made the legs first, and then with the parts remaining, I endeavored to make the arms. And they took a minute. They took a minute, and took me different configurations. And hold on for a minute. I think my phone's ringing. Sorry, it was a robocaller. All right. So no, normally I wouldn't pick up the phone, but I'm expecting a call. Anyway, doesn't matter. So this guy right now, like I said, I was messing with the arms, and it took me a little bit to get the configuration that I wanted. But ultimately, I'm pleased with what we ended up at, with where we ended up at, and yo, he's nice. No, he's nice. And one of the things about the arm is see how like it's okay. So first of all, you know what? I hope this doesn't sound too pretentious, but in terms of the builds that I do, yo, I consider them art. And I consider myself an artist, and I consider them as art projects. And oftentimes when I'm approaching them, you know, yeah, they're making builds as well, but I also think of myself as painting, sculpting, and kind of like that. And so even if it doesn't look perfectly like what it's meant to be, as long as it's believable to you and your brain accepts it as that, then it's good, you know. And like I'm talking about these arms over here. If we were to really, really just analyze them, they have these hollow points that look kind of bizarre, right? But if you look at it as a whole, they almost look like it's the indentation between the bicep and the forearm, like your elbow crook. You know what I'm talking about? And then the fact that there are these pistons over here in your brain and there's like a joint, your brain starts making these connections, whether they be real or not, like, oh, this is feasible. Oh, this looks like a thumb, you know, like that looks like a fist. Your brain will start making those connections for you. And I'm hoping that's actually what's happening right now. Because when I look at it, it looks believable to me, you know? Even though it's a little strange, at the same time, my brain has accepted it fully. And so I'm good with that. I'm good with that. And I hope, yeah, I hope you like it too. Yeah, because I'm enjoying it. Because it's like, you know, and the reason why I'm like, why do I care whether other people enjoy it? It's like food. It's like if I'm enjoying a good burger, I'm like, oh man, I hope you're enjoying your burger because mine is really, really good. You know, the burger tastes really good to me, so I hope the burger tastes really good to you as well. That's all I'm asking for. You know, yeah, I just want you to have a good time while you're here. So the tutorial. This is just scattershot. He has the TDW chest. He has the legs. In terms of the leg, yeah, he has the thigh upgrades. In terms of the calves, these are just scrap hook, right? And the bottom parts, they've been swapped with 2 crash bar legs each. And if you have 2, they will plug into one another. They're made to do that natively. And I'm not sure if that's what Evan Brooks, the Hasbro designer, was talking about on, he mentioned it in Toys R Us's video at the end. He's like, oh, there's something hidden in Scrap Hook or Crash Bar. But I'm sure he's not going to be like, oh, that was it. But I don't know. But yeah, you have 2, they're going to snap together. And so you use them to create this nice calf. And everything else is pretty much the same. Okay, so I'm gonna pop off the arm. Oh, sorry. And they are connected via, dude, these white connections in here, right? Those are from the homie named Punchy the dog. He has a Shapeways shop called Punchy's Lab, and it'll serve as an adapter from the 5mm port to the Combiner Wars port. Very, very, very useful and ingenious if you're doing this type of fan moding regularly like I am. And so, yeah, so those are from Punchy's Lab. I always forget because, like, dude, I use them so regularly in my mind, I've just accepted them as part of what is canon, so to speak. But yeah, big shout to Punchy the dog. And the way they are connected is that adapter will slip into the Combiner War connection, and then it'll produce a female 5mm port on the other side as a result. If you want it to be a male peg, he also sells the converter, but Crash Bar actually comes with the male-to-male converter, and so that's what we're using over here, and that's what we are also using. Whoop. Excuse me, guy. Almost took a tumble rumble. Almost fell down like a fumble. Make sure to talk clear and not mumble. Okay, I was trying to think of other words, but didn't work out. But he's also using the same orange bit to connect to the shoulders as well. Okay, so yeah, without further ado, let me pop one of the arms off. It's a nice fit because Punchy has some excellent engineering. And dude, I know it sounds like an ad, but it's not. I'm just like, dude, calling things out for what they are. And his craftsmanship is top notch, dude. Yeah, he's one of my favorite designers out there. And so yeah, what's cool about Punchy is dude, like, he's a fan. Like, he plays with his toys, and so when the designer is somebody who actually partakes and understands the user experience, that actually says a lot. That's why people who work in jobs as a user experience and UI, it's good when they go through the flow and they really, really understand the user journey, because therefore afterwards they're creating products actually based on use cases. And so anyway, yeah, my man's a G. So, all right, so we have the faux thumb over here. That's kind of cool, right? I like that. And we have the little shin bit to kind of beef up this section over here. But yeah, so let me walk you through it. So this is the Crash Bar torso, right? One of the arms are natively kept where they're at. Yeah, you know what? I take that back. Yeah, I take that back. Normally the arm is supposed to be plugged in over here, and then this is flipped back. But I take that back. This is just plugged in natively directly into his back. And that's kind of cool, actually, because if you had 2 of the arms, you could actually make for a really, really solid connection. Interesante. But yeah, so you got the crash bar body over here, using one of the arms, using one of the saddlebags. We have the orange bit as the connector, the chevron exhaust as a cool design. This is really cool. One of the thighs are connecting to one of the arms, and the arms are coming down, connecting into the saddlebag. The saddlebag is then connecting into the foot, which then extends out and connects to the other foot. So, and this then connects here. So it's a very solid piece. You know, there's lots of points of connection on here. So really happy with everything. So, all right, we start with the crash bar body, and this arm should be the left arm, but we're going to swap it, and it's going to be over here on the right. These shoulder bits are remaining plugged in, and you're just taking that plug, that peg, and you're plugging it back there. And then on the forearm, you're plugging in the saddlebag. So, okay? So I should have done it this way. Normally, this plugs into the side of the robot, and this is the outside, and this is the inside. But in this situation, we flipped it around. Oh. That's great. But yeah, and then you have that cascaded over the top, and it assists as part of the design. I think it's cool. I think it's pretty cool. So we have his two thighs over here, right? And they're facing forward normally. One is almost bent 90 degrees going forward, and one is just bent down. The one that's bent down, his right leg, you have the left leg of scrap hook plugged into the right side, okay? And then you have it twisted 90 degrees so that that is on the inside, because you want that to connect here. I know. This is not the best way to kind of provide this instruction, but I hope you can kind of follow along. I can't think of a smart way to really do this, like an efficient way. But here, let me try. So this part, saddlebag, right? Hollow bit facing outside. So you want it like this. So the top of scrap hook and the hollow bit are facing the same direction, okay? And that peg is necessary because that peg is going to go right there. And then that forearm bit is going to go right there. And there's all sorts of movement to this. You saw that, right? Like how it was kind of like shifting together. And then you have the exhaust on the outside. On the bottom part of the foot, you have the shin accessory, this thing. What a horrible job. I did a horrible job explaining it. But I think if you can pause it and you can look at it and you can walk yourself through it. My bad. That wasn't very good because, yeah, in my brain, this is still kind of fresh. Sorry about that. I'm just kind of moving around. So you may hear my voice trail off. And then you just plug that over here like so. I did a horrible job explaining how this works, but despite my horrible instructions, I think if you pause the video and you take a look at the parts, y'all are smart. You can figure it out. You can make it happen. Oh, let me bring him in focus. Right? Sorry about that. Because, like I said, so this is the problem when I'm trying to do fresh builds. Usually builds that I've had up for a while, I've tinkered with them, and usually by the time that they get to camera, they're about like V2. Yeah, I've done some tweaks since I created, and before I even filmed them, they're usually sitting around in queue with a bunch of other robots, and so I've had time to like look at them, get to know them, and let them marinate, so to speak, you know? But this dude is fresh out the oven, like I said yesterday, and I've also made a ton of other builds since that time. And oh man, I just realized. So I put together a build, a short video showcasing some of the newer builds. Man, all the new Tarn and Insecticon stuff I totally left out. I totally left at home, so they're not here. Wah wah. Oh well. Then I can't record them today. So I'll have to record them another time. But yeah. So again, sorry for the whack instructions, but I think y'all get the gist of it, the hang of it. If you can't, hit me up and we'll walk through it together, okay? Yeah, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Yeah, come back next time. We'll talk more again, okay? Bye.